Superman 64 is remembered as one of the worst rated games of all time, and the reasons start the moment you pick up the controller. The flying controls are so stiff and sluggish that even simple turns feel like the game is fighting against you. Instead of feeling like Superman, feel like you're steering a shopping cart with a broken wheel through the sky. Every movement is delayed, awkward, and completely kills the power fantasy that the game is supposed to deliver. And then come the rings, the infamous ring missions that take up most of the gameplay. You start the game expecting you're gonna save Metropolis, and instead you're flying through floating hoops like it's some kind of superhero driving test. If you miss a ring, you start over. If the controls mess you up and you go the wrong way, start over. It's repetitive and it's boring. On top of that, the entire city is buried under a thick green fog known as kryptonite fog, which really just felt like a technical shortcut to hide how little of the world the N64 could load at once. You can really barely see anything. Makes flying, exploring, and even knowing where to go a constant frustration. Just made the city feel lifeless and overall unfinished. The graphics didn't help either. Even for 1999, Superman 64 still looked outdated. Characters barely animate, enemies jitter around, and the environments look like they were built in an afternoon. The game is chock full of bugs, enemies clipping through walls, missions failing to trigger, and objectives breaking for seemingly no reason. But one of the biggest reasons this game rated so poorly actually comes from behind the scenes. The developers at Titus Interactive were stuck with strict restrictions from Warner Bros. And DC. They weren't allowed to let Superman fight certain enemies, destroy parts of the city, or even use some of his powers freely. The story kept getting rewritten, features were removed, and they were rushed to finish the game under impossible conditions. But Shift wasn't a full vision. It was what they could salvage before their deadline. In the end, Superman 64 got its terrible reputation because it failed at everything a Superman game is supposed to do. Players felt limited instead of powerful. Instead of a big vibrant city, players were exploring fog. And instead of saving the day, players were stuck flying through these rings. It was a technical disaster, and all of these things combined cemented it as one of the lowest rated games ever.